Hello, my name is Davey Blackburn, and I lead a ministry called Nothing is Wasted Ministries, where we help people in trauma, tragedy, and major life transition. And we help them ultimately by meeting them in their pain and providing a pathway through it. Now, part of my story, the reason I got into this is because in 2015, as a pastor and a church planter, I lost my wife and our unborn baby when they were murdered in a home invasion. And in losing an unborn baby, I felt the pain of all of the dreams that I had when we discovered that we were pregnant, and all of those dreams being upended and losing them. And so immediately after that, as my heart grew empathetic toward people who were in pain in general, I also grew very empathetic and connected to people who have lost unborn babies, whether it be through miscarriage, even infertility, but also through abortion. And in the work that we do as a ministry, we don't just work with people who have lost loved ones, we work with people from all walks of life. And one of the biggest areas of ministry that we work with are women who have had an abortion, but are experiencing shame, regret, and guilt. And so one of the arms of ministry, in fact, we have coaches surrounding and specializing in this area of abortion, regret, and recovery. So it has been something that has caused us and created inside of us as a ministry a huge passion for people who are wrestling with that decision. But on an even deeper level, as God began to redeem and restore my story, and I met another woman that I would eventually marry, there's something really poignant about her story that's connected to the work that you do as crisis pregnancy centers. You see, she, in her previous relationship that turned into a marriage with her first husband, she got pregnant out of wedlock. And she was a believer, and she felt a lot of shame around that. And so she didn't feel like she could go to her church. She didn't feel like she could go to her doctor. And she was so just in a season of confusion and reeling with trying to figure out what to do and really what to do with the baby. Now, while abortion was never something that she really considered seriously, it was something that she knew in her peripheral, many of her friends had gone through with because they were so full of shame in the decisions they had made and that they were involved in church. And so because they didn't feel like they could go to church, they had gone through with this. So she spent a season wrestling with this. And instead of going to her doctor to find out if she was pregnant, she saw a billboard that said something along the lines of free pregnancy tests. It turned out to be a crisis pregnancy center. And so she went to this crisis pregnancy center, and the women there were incredible women that really wrapped their arms around her and began to walk with her through the next several months of life, giving her a little bit more courage and confidence that she would be able to not just carry this baby full term, but also be a great mom to this baby, even though all of her dreams essentially had been upended by the news of being pregnant. That baby is now my daughter, Natalia, and she is 11 years old, and she is thriving. She loves Jesus. She's involved in worship at her school on the worship team. She loves playing volleyball. She loves playing softball and soccer. And it's so cool to see that this wonderful young lady whom I have grown to love and adore, even though she's not my biological daughter, that her story started in this situation of chaos and confusion in Christy's life, where a crisis pregnancy center intercepted her and walked with her so that she would have the confidence and that her hope would be anchored in the Lord as she walked out this very, very confusing season. So we as a family have a huge love and respect and admiration for the work that you do in walking with women who are wrestling with that decision.